Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for Wednesday, June the 28th, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create multiple hypotheses in order to have a plan in place for whatever the market throws at us. Then we determine what the market's is doing and then execute the plan that closest fits to what the market is doing. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, please send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. We do everything live here in the go-to during the pre-market session and during the RTH trading session where we do live trading and analysis. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday was just classic. And I had posted in the room that you should review yesterday's video because I pretty well nailed it in terms of what we were looking for and that key level at that 2430 area, and with a break of that, that moved down to 27.25 and possibly down into the 22 and 24 area with a late day probe down to 1650. So our hypo 1 was an open auction out of range or just in range but out of value and move up into the 38 area. We didn't quite get to the 38. We got to 37, and it looked like we were in hypo 2 at that point in time. And then hypo 1 kicked in, and we rotated down to that 30 area. We fought that 30 area, and then they lost the fight, and we immediately went down right to the 24 level, chopped around the 24 level, and then we got our late day probe down right to the tick to our key line in the sand at 1650. Buyer stepped in on the close and rotated us back up into the close, and we took out that naked VPOC at 19.25. I had a good day. I hit my goal. I actually missed some of the fun because I was done early and took the afternoon off, went for a hike. So taking a look at the news today, we just had some news. Now Draghi, there was a statement, we had a spike just recently as news came out that sources reported that the market misjudged the ECB Draghi comments yesterday. That was from Trade the News. Now at 8:30 we had good trade balance, which was basically a little bit better than expected, but not much, and then preliminary wholesale inventories month over month. At 9:30 on the open, and I caution you to wait for the market to really settle today on the open, and caution trying to trade because we have the Bank of Canada governor, we've got the Bank of England governor, we've got the Bank of Japan governor, and then we've got ECB Draghi speaking, all on the open. And let's see where they're all speaking at. He's speaking at the European Central Bank. That's Pelose. The European Central Bank. They must be on a panel. Yeah, they're all at the central bank, so they must be doing some type of a panel. I can't imagine they're all going to speak at the same time. So it's going to be, a lot of unscheduled headline news coming out from these four important financial people. Financial people. Anyway, 10 o'clock we've got pending home sales, and then 10:30 we've got crude inventory, and then 2:20 we've got Governor Council member Patterson speaking from Canada, and that's basically the news for the day. Taking a look at the macro to micro, I always start my day taking a look at a simple candlestick chart. I use my paper money with a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. I'm looking for where we are within the different time frame. I start on a monthly and work my way down, looking for where we are challenging the trend or how strong the trend is in the different time frames. Monthly, very strong, good slope, good separation, nowhere close to even challenging the trend. Weekly, we came down and tested. We put in a new week low overnight at 1375 and challenged the trend on the weekly, but we bounced right off of it and we're back trading up in the 27s right now. Going to the daily, we had the down day yesterday, the breakout day from the balance that we were in, and so far we're coming back up into it, and we're coming up right in that 27.25 CHVN with that critical area just above us at the 30-31 area. So daily has been violated the upward trend. We did get the crossover. We've got the possibility of a start of a downward trend, and we've got to watch this 31 area in terms of whether or not they reject it and get the continuation of the start of this downward trend, or they take it back and get the continuation pattern higher. Going to the intraday, you can see that we moved down very strong. They continued in the Globex. We went down and made new lows, and then on this ECB news that came out, we've bounced back and currently challenging the downward trend right now and above the 9. Keep an eye on the 25 area. 2450 is what I'm watching. The 1 hour, you can see that strong downward trend, and now we've taken it back. We've left a naked cross down here at 24.21, but we do have the start of a possible upward trend. There is also a naked cross from the move down all the way up at 38.75 on the 1 hour. Going to the 30-minute, you can see good slope, good separation, coming back into an upward trend, and we've got a naked cross at 33.50 on the 15-minute. You can see that accelerates. We do have a FUBAR, Mr. Sneaky, with a little technical gap right now off of that news-based move that we made. There is a naked cross again up here in the 33.75 area, but the trend is up. And then on the 5-minute, you can see that we had a FUBAR Mr. Sneaky, really nice one on the 5-minute, came down, closed the technical gap, and bounced. And that's why our primary target on that trade setup is always going to be a close of the technical gap against the 9. There is a naked cross. No, it's not naked. There is one we just left down here, though, down at the 17 area. So taking a look at the bigger picture, the structure, well, we came down, broke below the value yesterday of the microcomposite that we talked about. It was at 24.50. It's now shifted down to 24.25, and went down and tested the key line in the sand and bounced. Overnight, we dipped back down below it and then bounced. And here we are coming up into this balance area, and we're back in value above the 24.25 and below the 39.25. The microcomposite VPOC is at 35.75. It's not likely to change now. We've got pretty good kurtosis around it, but doesn't mean that we can't chop around the 27 and slowly work our way up into the 31 area. There's not a lot of guidance in this area in terms of longer time frame price rejection. 22.50 is the first target below the 24.25, and then of course the gap close, which will be down here at the close from yesterday at 20.75, and the overnight low down just below the key line in the sand. So taking a look at the overnight, you see that we opened auction and then basically went sideways, dipped down below that 1650 key line in the sand, and then popped immediately right back up. And actually, I want to switch this to a 5-minute. Just let me switch this over here. So we dipped down and then immediately bounced back up and started rotating ourselves up, then going sideways. And then on that news, we got a nice spike, and we got that FUBAR Mr. Sneaky Tech Gap. We've now created a triple distribution. Inventory is basically, I'd say, pretty neutral. I'd say slightly more positive coming into the into the RTH session with the clear distribution zones with the LVNs in between the triple distribution. Yesterday turned out to be, almost a quad distribution or a trend-like profile in the end. So our overnight low is 1375, which is right at our weekly downside ATR. And our overnight high was just put in at, what was that, 29? 29, which is just above a key LVN from yesterday. We've got an LVN here at 25. I'm going to be watching right here at the 2450, actually 24 and a quarter. I'm not going to use this valid. This value area is not valid because of the fact that it was a trend style day with multiple distributions. And then there's another LVN right here overnight at 21. I'm going to use the 2075. And then our VPOC could shift. Not likely going to shift unless we come back down here to the 22s. So right now, the most volume that went off was at that prior naked VPOC. And was it 50? That was a quarter. And then based on our 20 period full session ATR, which is running at 1510 off of 1375, 2875 is our daily upside ATR target. So we've already gone and hit our daily ATR in the Globex session. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Off of the high overnight of 29. Our downside daily ATR target, yep, 1375. So basically, we've traversed the daily ATR already. So it's going to be very important to pay attention if we get above our daily ATR or below our daily ATR to look for possible trend scenarios. Again, we're nowhere near critical mass today, so I'm not going to worry about that. We do have this LVN right here, but I'm going to be watching the 30 area as my key over underline again. Because if we get over it, okay, we're back into the distribution zone more solidly and likely to rotate up into the 35, and we're above the daily ATR and could get expansion all the way up into that naked VPOC that we left up there at the 38. Just need to check the value areas for the microcomposite again because these are important today. So this is still at 39.25, and the low is shifted down to 24. We've got that recognized there. This is no longer an over. Well, it is going to be this 40.75 is going to be the over underline up here. And then we're targeting that 41.75 above it. That's that single that's still left up there. And then levels below, obviously the key line in the sand, the overnight low, and the weekly and daily ATR sitting all on top of it. Target below 11.25. This gets moved to 07.25. 04 below it, 05 below it, and then 01.25. Okay, so we have basically taken back, okay, the 50%. This was our breakout candle, okay? So the significant retracement of the breakout candle is right here at the 26.75 where we're trading right now. So that stat is completed. So we don't even have to worry about the 50% retracement of the significant breakout candle because we're already there. I think after a big move, barring any major news, that we're likely going to have a rotational day on the lower side fighting this value area low of the 24.25. So my main hypothesis is a open auction in range, in value, a push up into the 30 to 35 area, and then finding responsive sellers and rotating us back down into the 24, and then chopping between 24 and 19.25 and going sideways into the close, and basically filling in the LVNs from the double or the triple distribution, quadruple distribution if you count this little one up here. So that's hypo 1. Hypo 2 is going to be almost equal opportunity as always, but it's going to be an open auction in range, a move down, close the gap, push down, fail to get below the prior day range or a false breakout, and then rotate back up and chop between the 35 and the 24 area, and just rotating in the upper distributions of the prior day. Hypo 3 is a open test drive, a push-up, failure to get clearly and solidly in this upper distribution, and then sellers step in, rotate us down to close the gap, chop around between the 20 and 19 area, and then push through, taking out this overnight low and pushing down into the 11 to 07 area, maybe even 05. And then hypo 4 is an open auction in range, failure to close the gap somewhere between the 23 and the 25 area, finding buyers and rotating us up into the upper distribution, chopping between the 30 and the 33 area, pushing, taking out the naked VPOC, and then coming up and breaking back up into this 38 to 40 area and closing just above the prior day. Those are my main hypotheses. I'm looking for a lot of large rotations, so just be careful and don't get stuck in a position today. Looking at gold, gold is bounced back up. $19.20 off of that $23 move down. We're continuing to work our way back up towards the composite VPOC. We didn't quite get there overnight. Our overnight high is 55.70, so they missed it by basically 9 ticks, and currently trading 52. I'm expecting a lot more chop in this area, and basically just chopping between the 48 and the 56 area, and starting to mature this auction here. You know, the 8-day balance is 51 and a quarter. They like this 50 area, and they're likely to just go sideways today. Not expecting any huge moves in gold. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.